Hello again, guys, and here is the next episode with some of the most interesting urban development news from around the world. I make these episodes weekly, so subscribe to the channel not to miss the future content. And before we start, of course, I'd like to thank to all my amazing Patreon and not only Patreon supporters. In Paris, after 5 years of restoration, Notre Dame Cathedral, which was severely damaged by a fire in 2019, was very ceremoniously reopened. When the roof and spire of the cathedral burned in April 2019, there was a temptation to restore them using modern methods instead of the original oak beams that had always remained hidden above the limestone arcs. But in the end, they decided to restore Notre Dame to its pre-fire condition as much as possible, leading to probably the most extensive restoration of a building of this century to this day. Moreover, Notre Dame wasn't just restored, it became a unique platform for promoting and celebrating French traditional crafts, many of which are at least as old as the church itself. So for the roof, this meant using a special carpentry technique that was used to build the church more than 800 years ago. This method, called scribing, means building complex wooden structures using a giant full-size blueprint against which each piece is held to ensure that all dimensions are correct, providing accuracy and making it easy to correct any mismatches. In order to repair the roof and trim, 2,000 oak trees had to be cut down, and as a matter of urgency, right after the fire, to give them time to dry before use. The total cost of the restoration was about 700 million euros, while immediately after the fire, almost 850 million were collected in donations, and the excess was used to restore the rooms that were not damaged by the fire and work around the cathedral. Trinity Metro has ordered 4 more Stadler Flair diesel trains for use on the TexRail line from downtown Fort Worth to Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. They will be made at Stadler's Salt Lake City plant in 2027 as an option to the initial order of 8 train sets that were delivered in December 2019. With a speed of 130 km per hour, each train has 4 passenger cars plus a traction module with a total of 224 seats, a toilet, USB outlets, and a special silent car. Since the opening, TexRail has carried more than 3 million passengers, and daytime off-peak intervals have been reduced from an hour to 30 minutes. On the last day of November, Japan's last trolleybus system, the 3.7 km long Mirodo-Daikanbo line, which operated in a tunnel in the Japanese Alps, ceased operation. This line has been running since 1996, but it will be now converted to use battery buses, which will start running in April 2025. And by that time, the overhead wires should be mostly dismantled. And by the way, as far as I know, this is the very last left-handed trolleybus system in the world. So far, they hasn't decided whether and in what form one of the trolleybuses will be preserved as a monument. The first Class 77 electric train ordered by the Norwegian state-owned rolling stock owner Norske Tog was unveiled at the Alstom plant in Germany. These 6-car trains with a speed of 200 km per hour from the Canadian Nordic family will be used to increase capacity on the busiest lines in the Oslo area. The initial order was for 30 trains, which are planned to enter service during 2025 after extensive winter testing. And in February 2023 was announced the next order for 25 units valued at 230 million euros. The trains will have a capacity of 778 passengers, which is 40% more than the ones being replaced, and also will be provided multifunctional areas for bicycles, strollers, and standing passengers. Accessibility will include low-floor entrances, wheelchair lifts for low platforms, and accessible toilets. The Krakow City Transport Company has opened tenders for the supply of up to 90 new trams, ranging in length from 32 to 45 meters. In the tender for the supply of one-way trams up to 32 meters long, only PASA has submitted its offer, valuing the supply of one tram at just over 4 million euros, which gives a total cost of 122 million euros for 30 trams. Also, only PASA is interested in supplying 32-meter two-way trams, estimating 30 trams for 131 million euros. At the same time, two proposals from PASA and Škoda are competing for the supply of 30 trams with a length of 42 to 45 meters, which estimated the supply of 30 such trams at 162 and 169 million euros respectively. These long trams should be designed to run without a contact network for up to 3 kilometers and accommodate at least 290 passengers. Currently, Krakow is the only city in Poland that uses trams longer than 40 meters. River LA, which is a non-profit organization created by the city of Los Angeles in 2008 to support investments in the Los Angeles River, has announced the launch of a fundraising campaign to create a nearly 100 acres of parkland on the site of the former Taylor Yard. If completed, it will be the largest new park in Los Angeles since Griffith Park was founded in the late 19th century. Among the elements of Taylor Yard Park is the 12-acre Paseo del Rio Greenway, which has already received public funding and is expected to be ready for construction in 2025. Also, there are plans such elements as community and educational center with cafe, transformation of the former turning platform of the train station into a gathering place for people, a pedestrian bridge that will connect Rio de Los Angeles State Park to Taylor Yard, and a kayaking center with the river observation deck. The entire site, which was formerly a Southern Pacific Rail freight yard, has been gradually redeveloped over the past decades for public open space, housing, and other facilities. And recent estimates have shown that it could cost more than $1 billion to complete this transformation. Meanwhile, the Czech city of Brno has received applications in a tender for construction of a new tram line to the Kamechy district. The line will be approximately 1.4 kilometers long, part of which will pass through a tunnel of around 320 meters. The city plans to build an entirely new tram line from the Ečerova stop in Bystrica to the Kamechy neighborhood, and the investment is estimated at 100 million euros. Construction should be completed in December 2027. By the way, in recent years, Brno has clearly enjoyed building tram tunnels. For example, in the spring, an almost half-kilometer tunnel was opened in the Żabowieża area when the originally planned tram line was forced to give way to the construction of a bypass road. And also last year, a 100-meter tunnel was opened on the line to the Bohunice campus. In a referendum in Switzerland, voters rejected the plan to expand the highway network and eliminate bottlenecks. 53% of voters voted against it. In 11 cantons, the yes option won, while 13 others said no. This is a defeat for Federal Chancellor Albert Rosti and the Bourgeois Group. The winners believe that no is a vote for a greater climate protection and development of public transport, so left Green camp now calls for more investment in this field. Meanwhile, the bourgeois camp wants to invest in road maintenance, and easing the nighttime ban of trucks and reduction of the mineral fuel tax are also in their wish list. Also in Switzerland, regional Verkehr Bern-Solothurn has signed a contract with Stadler for the supply of 20 new multi-section trains for a total of 190 Swiss francs. For a total of for a total of 190 million Swiss francs. The trains will be built at Stadler's plant in Turgau and will be delivered between 2028 and 2030. They will replace the outdated Seconda fleet that has served the S8 line for more than 30 years, and despite modernization efforts between 2010 and 2013, these old trains have become increasingly unreliable because of rising maintenance costs and a shortage of spare parts. And that's all the news for this time. Hope you enjoyed this episode, so thanks for watching and see you in the next videos. And also please leave your comments, cause that helps channel